ॐ सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। ॐ पार्थाय प्रतिबोधितां भगवता नारायणेन स्वयं व्यासेन ग्रथितां पुराणमुनिना मध्ये महाभारतम् अद्वैतामृतवर्षिणीं भगवतीम् अष्टादशाध्यायिनीम् अम्ब त्वामनुसन्दधामि भगवद्गीते भवद्वेषिणीम्। यं ब्रह्मा वरुणेन्द्ररुद्रमरुतः स्तुन्वन्ति दिव्यैस्तवैः वेदैः साङ्गपदक्रमोपनिषदैः गायन्ति यं सामगाः ध्यानावस्थिततद्गतेन मनसा पश्यन्ति यं योगिनः यस्यान्तं न विदुःसुरासुरगणाः देवाय तस्मै नमः। देवाय तस्मै नमः। 32 श्रीभगवानुवाच
श्रीभगवानुवाच
कालोऽस्मि लोकक्षयकृत् प्रवृद्धः
कालोऽस्मि लोकक्षयकृत् प्रवृद्धः
लोकान् समाहर्तुमिह प्रवृत्तः
लोकान् समाहर्तुमिह प्रवृत्तः
ऋतेऽपि त्वां न भविष्यन्ति सर्वे
ऋतेऽपि त्वां न भविष्यन्ति सर्वे
एव स्थिताः प्रत्यनीकेषु योधाः
एव स्थिताः प्रत्यनीकेषु योधाः
तस्मात् त्वमुत्तिष्ठ यशो लभस्व
तस्मात्त्वमुत्तिष्ठ यशो लभस्व
जित्वा शत्रून् भुङ्क्ष्व राज्यं समृद्धम्
जित्वा शत्रून् भुङ्क्ष्व राज्यं समुद्रम्
मयैवैते निहताः पूर्वमेव
मयैवैते निहताः पूर्वमेव
निमित्तमात्रं भव सव्यसाचिन्
निमित्तमात्रं भव सव्यसाचिन्
द्रोणं च भीष्मं च जयद्रथं च
द्रोणं च भीष्मं च जयद्रथं च
कर्णं तथान्यानपि योधवीरान्
कर्णं तथान्यानपि योधवीरान्
मया हतांस्त्वं जहिमा व्यथिष्ठाः
मया हतांस्त्वं जहिमा व्यतिष्ठाः
युध्यस्व जेतासि रणे सपत्नान्
युष्यस्व जेतासि रेण सपत्नान्
सञ्जय उवाच
Sanjaya Uvacha
एतत् श्रुत्वा वचनं केशवस्य
Etat Shrutva Vachanam Keshavasya
कृताञ्जलिर्वेपमानः किरीटी
Kritanjalir Vepamanah Kiriti
नमस्कृत्वा भूय एवाह कृष्णम्
Namaskritva Bhuya Evaha Krishnam
स गद्गदं भीतभीतः प्रणम्य
Sagadgadam Bita Bitah Pranamya
अर्जुन उवाच
Arjuna Uvacha
स्थाने हृषीकेश तव प्रकीर्त्या
Thane Hrishikesh Tava Prakritya
प्रकीर्त्या
Prakirtyam
जगत् प्रहृष्यति अनुरज्यते च
Jagat Prahrishyatna Anurajyate cha
रक्षांसि भीतानि दिशो द्रवन्ति
Rakshamsi Bhitani Disho Dravanti
सर्वे नमस्यन्ति च सिद्धसङ्घाः
Sarve Namasyanti cha Siddha Sangaha.
So we saw in the last class that there has been an impact of this Vishwarupa Darshanam on Arjuna. And what is the impact? Initially, the response is Ascharya, wonderment. Then it was followed by Bhaya, fear, because he had probably some notions about Bhagavan, and everything is good. Bhagavan is compassionate, great, etc. And suddenly he saw all the dirtiest jobs also were done by Bhagavan. And so you can't have one side of the coin. You have to take both sides. Like that, probably he got that vision. And so now his vision is now getting better. And so now his emotion is one of bhakti. We saw that. So bhakti means what? General idea of bhakti is what? A relationship between me and Bhagavan. That is bhakti. Just like we have relationship between each other. It is not something we should not make it too mystical. We have to be very practical in these things. And so we have a relationship between people and we relate. That emotion is very much there. And so similar relationship, similar emotion between Bhagavan and me. Love is there, of course. Hatred cannot be there. Love has to be there. And bhakti is special because I surrender to you. You cannot go wrong. Everything, you are what is right. The entire world runs not only because of you, that running itself is you. Every law that I've studied in school and college, and every law that people are still trying to figure out is you. So I already know you. I have an idea of you. And previously, I've been all devatas. I've seen all avatars are all you. But now I realize they're all avatars, a specific form, a specific at a specific time and place they appeared. But you are more than that. That vision Arjuna is getting. And once that vision is there, is bhakti. Bhakti is automatic. Just like between two people, two married people, you know what? Often the feeling is you don't understand me at all. Okay. That's the cause of sorrow between two people. You don't understand me at all. After living for so many years, you don't understand. So that means what? That means understanding the other person is so important in a marriage. That is all it takes. It doesn't matter what job you have, what accomplishment, nothing matters. Finally, what matters? Understanding matters. That understanding, if it is there, I accept you exactly as you are. Somebody can say that. Then suddenly what happens? Magic happens in the family. Correct? Magic means that's it. Nothing else is needed. It doesn't matter what the world says about me, but you accept me and I accept. Really, marriage is such an important ashrama in the life of a human being. For us, that is the way we look at it. One Puja Swamiji will say, there is only one person in the world we need who can say, I accept you exactly as you are. Correct? That's it. That one person says, then I'm fine. I'm fine. I don't need other approval from everybody else. I don't need certificate from anybody else. And so that itself will make the marriage. And that is why if that does not happen, the marriage is always shaky. It's not soda toda aisa hota hai. So same here also. The Arjuna is beginning to understand Bhagavan, a childish idea of Bhagavan was there, and now more mature idea is there. And he's going to say that further. He's going to explain what that is. And so that is called bhaktihi, that is called sharanagatihi. Because now all these funny ideas are all gone. My reliance on ragadvesha is gone. Ragadvesha is there, never goes away. But my reliance on ragadvesha to drive me to do stuff is gone. And because then dharma becomes primary in my life. I do what is to be done. I don't do what is not to be done. And then because Bhagavan is there, dharma is Bhagavan. Well, what is this Bhagavan going to come and give me something? No coming and giving me something. Bhagavan is pratyaksha. So that is the vision. Therefore, that bhakti is going to be seen here in Arjuna's statements. And that ahankara, Swamiji says, ahankara has to grow. It has to grow. We say ahankara has to sublimate, has to reduce. But then ahankara cannot reduce unless it grows first, it seems. Think about it. It's not complicated. A child, when it is born, when the child is born, he or she has no ahankara. There's no sense of I and parents, nothing. No idea is there. Absolutely no idea. Mama is not there. Aham also is not there. Newborn child. Then the child slowly grows up. And it still has no idea. And it's used to some two people seeing the child and then holding the child and calling. Some voices it begins to recognize. And so it begins relating. And they say Appa, Amma, Mom, Dad, and all. They use all these words. And so it begins to make some connection. Oh, mom means this, dad means this. This face, who comes occasionally and goes, that guy is dad. This face, who is always there for me, it says mom, mother. All these ideas it begins to get. And then ahankara slowly comes. And so, have you eaten? Are you hungry? Then are you hungry? Then I'm supposed to, some identity has to be there in order to say I'm hungry. And before it won't understand all. And slowly, yes, I'm hungry. Where is your friend? Where is your friend? Oh, my friend. So identity will be there. Ahankara will be there. So that ahankara slowly develops. Then what happens? They say, terrible two. Have you heard of terrible two? I mean, all of your parents, who am I to talk about terrible two? But terrible two psychology, I think you may not know. The psychology is this. Psychology is the child has no ahankara. And so it's free. No ahankara means freedom is 100%. All foods belong to me. There's no such thing as this is mine, that is yours. And everything is free. Go to the store, I can pick up anything. This is great. Until mom says, nahi chalega. I bought it only last week. Don't you remember? Oh, and then this, oh, it starts happening slowly, and then cries, and this, that happens. Then it begins to realize, you know what? The world is not as free as I think. Everything doesn't belong to me. There are boundaries, it seems. And then that clash between that full freedom and no freedom. Those two are just clashing. And so the child is as though getting aware of this conflict. Oh my God, this is how it is. There are certain things I should not do also. I get beaten up if I do certain things. It is just too much for the child to handle. Much, but it somehow fortunately forgets all that. That ability to forget also is important for the child. Otherwise, the child will collapse. And so that's the terrible two. Terrible two. And then after three and all that, the Ahankara is there and builds up. So that Ahankara is needed. And then psychology also says that self-worth is there. My idea of myself. What does the human being think of oneself as? Who am I? Who am I means not Vedanta, who am I? Means, am I okay or not? That is the first main question. It's a tough question because that self-worth, that's what they call it, self-worth, self-esteem, right? Self-esteem. That self-esteem is so important. That I'm okay. The way I'm studying, I'm okay. I can do better, no doubt, but I'm okay. Fundamentally, I'm okay. That fundamentally I'm okay is such an important thing in the life of a human being. You have a sane life. That self-esteem is so important. So that's ahankara only. Healthy ahankara is self-esteem. That's all we can say. Psychologically, emotionally, healthy, strong ahankara, which does not depend on my accomplishments, which does not depend on my gotra and lineage and religion and all these things, which does not depend on my job. That ahankara, healthy, emotional thing is called self-esteem, self-worth. That means what? That means I am okay, and that okayness is not dependent on anything else in this. It doesn't matter where I'm living, small house, big house, poor, rich, all that doesn't matter. Yeah, I'd like to have a little more cash at home. That's fine. But I'm okay. Fundamentally, I'm okay. Therefore, that ahankara has to grow from none, zero, to something, to a healthy ahankara, and then comes to Vedanta. Vedanta says, you are everything. Means now the ahankara has to grow. That's why this ashramas are so important. Grihastha ashrama is important. Why? Because previously it is I, me, myself. Then we too, the guy has to get used to saying we both are in it. Okay, we both, they have to say. And then our family. Okay, fine. Good start. And then our extended family. Then our community. Then country. All these things happen. So there I relate to the country now. That means previously I was relating only to me as a person. Now the country's health is important for me. Country's well-being is important for me. That means Ahankara has gone what? Bigger, but not that megalomania type of Ahankara, where I am the only person in this world, everybody should worship me. Not that kind of Ahankara. That Ahankara has left me, as it were, and is now associating with a much, much bigger thing. So imagine, just relating to the country itself is such a healthy thing. Correct? Healthy means the person is no longer obsessed with oneself, thinking of bigger things in life. So able to sacrifice, able to give so much without thinking, the person just gives. Why? Because that is the relationship between me and this country and this world. Now, Bhagavan, keep going. Bhagavan says, keep going. यज्ञार्थात् कर्मणोन यत्र लोकोयम कर्म बंधनः तदर्थम कर्म कौन्तेय मुक्त संग समाचर. Keep doing. Sangha will go away. Attachment will go away until you connect with Bhagavan. And at that point, it's very obvious. If I can connect to this country and have no obsession about myself, Ahankara is not there almost. It's all diluted. Diluted Ahankara. clear ahankara. I know what I have to do, but it's all diluted. And then it comes to Bhagavan, that connection. Swamiji says, ahankara has to grow before it falls. Like that statement is not difficult to understand. Yeah. So, sarve namasyanti cha siddha sangaha. That is how this shloka number 36 concludes. Sarve namasyanti. So now Arjuna says, yeah, now I understand why Siddha Sangaha, all these people whom we call Siddhas, Jnanis, Sadhus, Sannyasis, now I know why Sarve Namasyanti, they salute you, why they have so much bhakti towards you, why they talk about you constantly. Now I understand. Now I really understand, correct? Now I really understand. And so, because they have that vision of the total, and and so and so, and then Rakshamsi. What about Rakshasas? Rakshamsi means Rakshasas, Rakshas dhatu. So, like Manas, Rakshaha, Rakshasi, Rakshamsi, Manaha, Manasi, Manamsi, Napumsakam. So, Rakshamsi. What about Rakshasas? Bhitani Dishodravanti. Bhitani. They're all afraid, fearful. Why they are fearful? Because they have moved away from Dharma. And so these people are always afraid. Always afraid. So, yeah. So, and so they have to run. Dvitiyadvai bhayam bhavati. So there is always a second. I have to always win over somebody. I have to steal somebody from somebody. I have to deceive all these people. I have to kill all these people. This is the mindset, means bhayam will always be there. And so that word raksha is a very interesting word. Rakshasa. Okay. You know the way they define it in our Shastra? Rakshyate havis yasmat. Rakshyate havis yasmat. Give you a few seconds to think about that. Rakshyate havis yasmat. Havis is what we offer in our yajna, in our homas. And we heard these stories in Ramayana. Vishwamitra, poor Vishwamitra is offering, doing yajna and homas, and these havis, these people are just Rakshasas are coming and preventing. They are on top of that havis, they are throwing blood and meat and all that. This is what we heard. And so, in Yasmat, those from whom that havis has to be protected are called Rakshasas. Look at the definition. Those from whom the havis and the homa kunda has to be protected, that is called Rakshasa, it seems. And so, yeah, in Tamil Nadu also it applies. There are many people who are called Rakshasas here. So, anyway, Rakshamsi Bhitani. They're afraid, and you know what they do? Dishodravanti. Dishodravanti. Dishaha. Disha means directions. They run in helter-skelter in all directions. Dravanti. Literal meaning of dhru is to flow, like jalam dravati iti. But here, like water flows, these people are running in all directions. Frightened Rakshasas run in all directions. Why? They are actually running away from karma. They are unable to accept karma phalam. They don't. That is the only difference between me and a Rakshasa is I see karma operating. I see Bhagavan right in front of my eyes operating. And so I don't resist anything. I do my best and let go. I do my best, let go. Okay. And so these people are running. They may be able to escape from law enforcement, but they cannot escape karma. Correct? Karma is the ultimate law enforcer. And so, sthane krishikesha tava prakritya. Sthane. Sthane is an interesting word. Sthane means सब अपने अपने स्थान पर है. That is the meaning. That means what? Everything is in order. Whatever I see is appropriate. Rakshasa running is also appropriate. The Siddha Sangaha Namasyanti, that also is correct. I now understand why the world is the way it is. Sthane. Sthane, very interesting word. Sthane. Sthane means sab theek hai. I now understand. Everything is appropriate. There is no chaos. Previously, I thought there was chaos. What is chaos? Chaos is a judgment. Chaos is a judgment of what is happening. Everything is chaotic. Okay, it's the way you explain what is happening. But yeah, Arjuna is making a beautiful statement. Sthane. No, there is no such thing as chaos. There is no such thing as ethereal, heavenly. All these things are words I use. If I like something, I say it is heavenly. If I don't like something, I say it is chaos. So Ragadvesha is interfering in these judgments, forcing me to make judgments. And so Sthane, beautiful word, Sthane. Hey, Rishikesha. Hey, Krishna. Rishikanam Ishaha. The Lord of the sense organs, Lord of the senses is called Rishikesha. And so the one who operates the senses is called Rishikesha. So Sthana He Rishikesha, everything is appropriate. And Tava Prakritya Namasyan. They are doing Namaskara. And they are singing your glories also. Prakirtya, Kirtya, Stutya, Tava Stotrena. Yes, Sukta Ucharanena. Tava, your Vishwarupasya, Prakirtya, when they see all these things, they cannot but say something good about this. And that's why they write stotras also. Prakirtya, they're writing so much, volumes and volumes about you. That's why look at this stories of our acharyas, sannyasis, and the Sangeeta Vidwans. Our Sangeetam is all Bhakti Sangeet and Vedanta Sangeet only. There is no other Sangeet. There is no secular Sangeet and all. And if you look at the way they've composed, it all comes out just like that. Kirti just comes out. Unstoppable, it just comes out. And so their life also is like. And so, Tava Prakirtya, Jagat Prahrishyati. Jagat. The world revels. Jagat, singular, Prahrishyati. The world revels. Means what? The world of people who understand this vision, they revel, they are enjoying, they enjoy it. No longer there is fear. There is no longer fear. Once I accept karma phalam, then there can't be any fear. Okay? There can't be any fear. That's what he's saying here. Because the beauty of what's happening, the beauty of Bhagavan's Leela, as they call it, Leela, and it just dwarfs everything I've experienced so far. All the petty joys and petty fights I've had, it's all nothing compared to what I'm seeing right now. Okay? Jagat Prahrishyati. Swamiji quotes one particular Panigam in Tamil. So, Kural inidu, yar inidu. Like that, there is a statement. Many of you will know that. And so, Kural inidu, very interesting it is. The sound of the flute is so beautiful. It's so sweet. It is. People say the sound of the flute is so beautiful. But you know what? These people have not heard the sound of a baby's. A baby's, even the young babies, when they're all happy and all, they say something. You can't understand what they say. Something they say. And they are very happy. And then their legs and hands are just kicking each other. And this guy who says the flute music is good, has not heard this prattling of the child. If they had heard the prattling of the child, then his idea about life will change. Like that, the author is saying. Still, even if that is true, Swamiji says, there's always a fear lurking. There's always a fear lurking. The minute the child stops doing it, what happens? Oh my God, what happened? Oh my God. So, therefore, Jagat prahrishyati, anurajyate cha. Anurajya, not only they enjoy, but they start loving you also. They enjoy this vision so much, they cannot get out of this vision. Ranj means rage, attachment, so to speak. They become attached to this. Well, you can't become quote unquote attached to it. All attachments are gone. So, anurajyate, their vision is constant. And so, very interesting. Either I have no identification at all with anything in this world, or I have full identification. Means what? I see everything. I see everything as myself. I see everything as Bhagavan, and I see everything as not separate from me. That's full identification. I'm not trying to meditate and try to get rid of all my attachments. Hey, this is purely cognitive. Yes, meditation is very important, like we do periodically. But then this vision is just dramatic. All our meditation should lead to that vision. And so, sarve namasyanti cha siddha sangaha. And namasyanti, any idea they had before this vision is all so small. It appears so puny, trivial, it appears. And so they surrender all that. And now I'm not going to pray because I want something important for me personal. That seems so silly. And I pray that my vision stays with me. And I pray that everybody else has the benefit of that vision. Correct? My prayer also, I will pray, continue to pray because this body is still there with me. Mind is still there with me. It's all limited. And so I will do Loka Sangrahartham, like Krishna told Arjuna, like Janaka. They're all jnanis, they have this vision, but they were still executing their duties. Their ashrama, they were in. There are peacocks just dancing there on top, on the. So, so anyway, so therefore, may everybody get that vision. May everybody acknowledge karma phala. May everybody not run away from what is to be done, and so on and so forth. And so, therefore, the serenity prayer comes to my mind. How many of you have heard of the serenity prayer? Yeah, a few of you heard that. It's called serenity prayer. It's called, "Oh Lord, may you give me the courage to do the, may you give me the courage to change things that must be changed." Okay? And may you give me the capacity to accept things that cannot be changed. Okay? And finally, may you give me the wisdom to know the difference between what can be changed and what cannot be changed. Okay? We'll do a meditation on this one of these days. And so that's beautiful. That vision is there. Yeah, just 1 minute. So, sarve namasyanti cha siddha sangaha. Sangaha, groups of siddhas. It's all varieties of wise people are there. And so, they surrender. Namasyanti. So let's translate the shloka. Sthane hrishikesha tava prakritya jagat prahrishyati anurajyate cha Rakshamsi bhitani dishodravanti sarve namasyanti cha siddha sanghaha. Okay. Arjuna said, Pujya Swamiji's translation, it is proper, Krishna, it is proper, Krishna, that by singing your praises, the world rejoices and is devoted to you, comma, and is devoted to you, comma, the frightened Rakshasas run in all directions. The frightened Rakshasas run in all directions. And all the hosts of Siddhas salute you. All the hosts of Siddhas salute you. Arjuna said, it is proper, Krishna, that by singing your praises, the world rejoices and is devoted to you, comma. The frightened Rakshasas run in all directions, and all the hosts of Siddhas salute you. Okay. Next. Yeah, Gayatri ji can unmute herself. Kasmachat tena
Kasmachatena
nameran mahatman
nameran mahatman
gariyase brahmano
gariyase brahmano
api adikartre
api adikartre
ananta devesha jagannivasa
ananta devesha jagannivasa
twamaksharam sadasat tatparam yat
tvamaksharam sadasat param yat
kasmachatena nameran mahatman
kasmachatena nameran mahatman
gariyase brahmanopyadikartre
गरीयसे ब्रह्मणो व्याधिकर्त्रे
अनन्तदेवेश जगन्निवास
अनन्तदेवेश जगन्निवास
त्वमक्षरं सदसप्तः परं यत्
त्वमक्षरं सदसत्तत्परं यत्
So, because of this vision, Siddha Sangaha saluting you. Kasmat cha tena nameran maha. Why? With this kind of vision, why will they not be in awe and do namaskara to you? Why? How is it even possible to not be in awe of this and just do namaskar? Long ago, somebody told me, a Christian, and they told me that long ago, 20, 30 years back, I remember, I will not do namaskara to anybody. That's what they told me. Indian also. An Indian not doing namaskara is very hard to find. Very hard. I got a shock of my life when somebody said, oh my God, why would you not do namaskara to anybody? And elders and all, nothing? No, nobody. I didn't understand that at that time. But yeah, Ahankara can do wonders. And so that's one of the things that can happen. And so, Kasmat Chatena Nameran Mahatman. Hey Mahatman means Bhagavan is addressed as Mahatman. Hey Mahatman. Kasmat Tena Nameran. Why will they not salute? Why will they not? It's very obvious. See, here's the difference. The scientist is also trying to figure out this world. Scientist also is doing exactly the same thing, analyzing to find out the truth of all these things. And that's how you get the science keeps on growing, keeps on growing. Okay. And so the scientist may wonder, and something they discover, they find, they wonder at it. Oh, this is how it is. But then it stops with wonderment. But for a bhakta, the more the bhakta comes to know, there is wonder, but then the wonder will result in bhakti. A scientist need not have any bhakti to anybody. This is a scientist, that's all. That's my job is to know. That's about it. But my goodness, what are you looking at? Who is making your life? This thing that you're studying, who has given this thing? That itself is Bhagavan for us. Without that, you scientist doesn't exist. Science doesn't exist. So that should take us towards the whole picture. I've seen some statements from Einstein, one or two statements that I don't know if it's true or not. They make up all these statements and put Einstein's name next to it also. They may do all this mischief. So I don't know. And let me know God's thoughts. The rest are details. The rest are details. Einstein says, I can figure out everything. Just tell me what God's thoughts are. And that's what I want to know. It's like that. I've read a statement somewhere. But so that bhakti. So we don't. So rainbow is there. I see the rainbow and I'm in awe of the rainbow. And you don't stop with just awe. And they said, Bhagavan is at work. This is Ishvara, Leela at work. That makes the whole thing different because I'm no longer just in awe. I know the tattvam of the entire world itself. And rainbow is awesome. Even the ant making a line like this and making a small house of mud, sand, that also is as awesome as a rainbow. Otherwise, what will happen? My awesomeness will stop with selected things. These are all awesome. Other things are all to be rejected. No, that kind of vision is not good. And so, therefore, Swamiji quotes a nice, beautiful Subhashitam. You know what he says? He says, Sahitya Sangeeta Kala Vihinaha. There's a guy, there's somebody who is Vihina, who is bereft, who has no knowledge of Sahitya, Sangeeta, Kala. Sahitya means, you must have an ability to read, and poetry is there, and then there is literature. There is so many people who have written great works, and some little fraction I must be able to appreciate. No, this guy can't appreciate that. Sangeeta is not there in his life. Sangeetam is not there. At least Bollywood music at least should be there. And no, Sangeetam is not there. Then Kala. Something else, some painting, drawing, dance. So many. Kala is very vast. So much is there. And Kala Vihinaha. And look at that. Saksha Pashuhu. Pucha Vishana Hinaha. Sakshat Pashu, this fellow is no different than a Pashu, an animal. Even though Pucha Vishana Hina, he doesn't have a tail and he doesn't have horns. Look at the way they are writing this. Don't think just because he doesn't have horns and tail, he's not an animal. He's very much an animal only. And then further, next line. Trinam na khadan napi jiva manaha. Even though the guy is living without eating grass. Like, you should imagine cows and horses are talking like this. Okay? And they're talking literally. He doesn't eat grass. He has some fancy things like bread and orange juice. But then Ratnakadanapi, you know what they say? Tad bhagadeyam paramam pashuna. Tad bhagadeyam paramam pashuna. You know what they're saying? You know what? It's our great pride. Paramam bhagadeyam pashuna. These animals are saying, this guy should be our leader. Means we were looking for a leader, you know, and the leader should be our species, right? You can't have somebody from outside our species. But you know what? This guy fits the bill. And he's at least able to walk and all that, and he's doing a lot of things. So I think that's a great thing. And I think otherwise, the guy is a pashu. And so he should be our leader. That's a matter of pride for us. And like that, it seems these animals are talking. Sahitya Sangita Kalam Hinaha Sakshat Pashuhu Pucha Vishana Hinaha Trinamna Khadhanna Pijiva Manaha Tad Bhagadeyam Paramam Pashuna. I think it's a beautiful, if you want to pull it up, and I don't know in your Sanskrit classes if somebody taught you or not, but this is a good one. And it can go along with Ahara Nidra Bhaya Maitanancha. So that sloka also can be good. So, Kasmat Cha. Okay, that is the way to split that. Kasmat Cha. Okay. Kasmat. How? Kasmat means Katham. Okay. Chate Nana Meran Mahatman. Gariyase Brahmanaha Api. Okay. Adikartre. Gariyase Brahmanopi means Brahmanaha Api. Adikartre. Gariyase. You are greater. You are greatest. You are greater than this Brahmaji also. Brahmanaha Api Gariyase. You are greater than Brahmaji also. So that's the vision now. See, the vision is now. This what? Brahma is the creator. Vishnu is the protector. Shiva is the destroyer. This is one vision. And then now this guy is saying you are greater than Brahma. That means what? He's gone from Saguna Brahma to Nirguna Brahma. He's gone from Paroksha Ishvara to Aparoksha Ishvara. Therefore, he is saying, that's why only that person can make this statement that you are greater than Chaturmukha Brahma. Who is Chaturmukha Brahma? He's not an ordinary thing, guy. He's an Adikarta. He's the one who created Brahma Devana, Mundaka Upanishad, first shloka. Brahma Devanam Pratamas Sambhabuva. Brahmaji appeared first. Vishwasya Karta, he is the creator of the world. Bhuvanasya Gopta, he is also the protector of the world. Sab Brahma Vidya, but then Upanishad. Upanishad is not interested in how the world got created and all. Sab Brahma Vidyam, Sarva Vidya Pratishtham, Atharvaya Jeshta Putraya Praha. So that Brahmaji taught Brahma Vidya to Jeshta, for his oldest son, Atharva, that is his name. Praha, like that it says. And what kind of Brahma Vidya is it? Sarva Vidya Pratishtha Brahma Vidya. Sarva Vidya Pratishtha means the foundation of all Vidyas is Brahma Vidya. A statement it makes. And so, therefore, that Brahmaji, you are greater than that Brahmaji also. Gariyase Chaturthi. Chaturthi Ekavachanam Gariyase. Gariyas Sakaranta. Sakaranta. Pullingam. Sakaranta Pullingam. Okay. Like Shreyas. Sakaranta Pullingam. Shreyas. Shreyan, Shreyam Sau, Shreyam Sah. Okay, that is how Shreyas declines, right? So Sanskrit students may note that. Sakaranta Pullingam. There are several interesting things. Sakaranta Pullingam, Nachiketas declines as Nachiketaha, Nachiketasau, Nachiketasaha. This is different. Shreyas declines differently. Shreyan, Shreyam Sau, Shreyam Saha. Where did we encounter the word Shreyan?
Shreyan Swadharmo Vigunaha Paradharma.
Shreyan Swadharmo Vigunaha Dharmat Swanishthita Shreyan. That, what is the meaning of Shreyan? Better. What is better? Hey, do your duty, even though you are not good at it, even though you feel inefficient, even though if you feel like you have learned more, etc. That's fine. That is a lot better than paradharmat swanushtitat, even though you do somebody else's duty properly. Okay. And then other things are coming. Shreya. So here also, Gariyas, also same meaning. Better. Gariyas, say you are better. You're greater, even than Brahmaji. Where did we see Gariyaha? Gariyas, Gariyaha.
Katharanno Gariyaha.
Correct. That's very, very good. Big hand to Mohini. Nachaitat vidmah kataranno gariyaha yadva jayema yadi pano jayeyuhu.
Neva hatmana jijivishamaha devasthitha pramukhe dhartarashtram.
Correct.
Dhartarashtraha. Sorry, dhartarashtraha.
Now what he says there? It says, Nachaitat vidmah kataranno gariyaha. We don't know. Na vidmaha. We don't know. Na vidmaha. Na janimaha. We don't know. We don't know what is better for us. Gariyaha means better. What is better for us? We don't know what is better for us. Okay, what options are you thinking right now? Yadva jayema yadi vano jayeyu. Yadva jayema. If we win over them, there is one outcome. The other outcome is what? Yadi va no jayeyu. Whether they win over us. These are two options, right? Two outcomes from this war. And he says, we don't know which is better. Look at the way this guy is talking. We don't know which is better. Whether I win is better or they win over us is better. Why you are saying like this? Yaneva hatva na jijivishamaha. Hey, because if we win over us, we don't know if we will like to live afterwards. What kind of life it is when all the heroes are all gone, and we have many widows that I've created. And so I won't feel like living after this, after the war, after winning. So there also Gariyaha we saw, correct? So here also Gariya say, you who are better than Brahmaji himself. And Gariyas means another shloka comes to my mind. I don't know how many of you will know this. Some of you may know. Any other shloka, not in Bhagavad Gita. It comes in Ramayana.
Swargatapi gariyasi.
Correct.
Yam Sarnamayam Lanka.
Correct. That comes to me as a kid. We learned that.
Janani Janma Swargatapi gariyasi.
Yeah, this Rama and Lakshmana. Rama has built the bridge, and they've crossed now. They've come to Lanka. And then they see this mansion and this shining, brilliant stuff they see. Even better than Ayodhya it is. And they're just bewildered. But Rama is not one who can get carried away by all this. Even though he got carried, he didn't, I don't know if you should say he got carried away by the golden deer. Sita got carried away, but Rama cannot. And so he comes and he says, you know what he says? Api swarnamayim lankam name Lakshmana rochate. Hey Lakshmana, look. Api swarnamayim Lanka. Even though Lanka is all just golden, everywhere you look, it's gold. Okay, Api swarnamayim Lankam name Lakshmana rochate. No, I don't like it. I don't really like this. And why? Janani janma bhumischa swargadapi gariyasi. Janani, mother, and janma bhumi, they are better than Swarga. Very beautiful statement. Swargadapi gariyasi. Brahmanaha api gariyaha. Gariyasi. That is what it said here. So Swargadapi. There. That comes to my mind. Anyway, so that Gariyas word comes from the root guru. That word guru is hiding inside. Yeah, the word guru has some meanings, 2-3 meanings. And one meaning is the popular meaning of guru, which is etc. The teacher is called a guru, correct? Other meaning for guru in Sanskrit is heaviness, dense, weight. And so that here that greatness is there. That meaning is there. Very yes, Guru. That which is better, more significant, greater. Like that, we should read that. Adikartre. Adikartre. Adikarta is the first creator. That Adikartre can go with Brahmaji, or it can go with that Atma, that Parameshwara, who is greater than the Brahmaji, you said, right? That also can be called as Adikartra. Why? Because Brahmaji also, in Purana, what happened? In Purana, Brahmaji came in the navel and Nabhihi and then Kamalam, Kamalásanastaha, and there he's sitting. Brahmaji, Purana stood. And so, therefore, Brahmaji also came from that first creator who cannot be described. Cannot be described. So, Vedanta. So, Samashti, Karana, Sharirabhimani. Okay, then Samashti. So, Samashti Karanabhimani is Ishvaraha, Tattvaboda. Samashti, Sukshma Sharirabhimani is Hiranyagarbhaha, who is Brahmaji. And that Sukshma comes from Karana. Therefore, Brahmaji, therefore you are greater than Brahmaji, because Brahmaji came afterwards. Okay? And therefore you are Adikarta. You are the first creator. People think Brahmaji is the first creator, but I know you are the first creator. Nirgunam Brahma. Okay. So all that we can bring here. And so this Brahma does not refer, this Brahma does not refer to Nirgunam Brahma, correct? Brahmanaha api. Brahmaji, greater than Brahmaji also. Okay? Ananta, limitless. Devesha, Devanam Ishaha. You are the Pati, Devapati. You are the Lord of all Devas. Jagannivasa. Jagannivasa. You are the one in whom the entire world rests. You should not translate Jagannivasa as one who lives in this world, one who exists in this world. Which one is correct? The one in whom the world exists, or the one who exists in this world? Which one should be correct?
First one.
The one
In whom the world exists.
World exists.
One in whom the world exists. Why not the other way around? One who exists in this world? What's wrong with that?
He is there in every part of the world.
That's why I'm saying he exists in this world.
The world is subject to change, and he doesn't change.
He is the world.
The world is subject to change. Okay, he's there in the world. Changing world also, he's there. Unchanging world also, if you think there is unchanging world, that also he is there.
But he pervades beyond the world also, right? He's all pervading.
Okay, world. But see, what is world then? Beyond the world means that part that you have an idea of a place which is not part of the world. Is that what you're saying, Vijayji?
He is Prapanjam.
As we are saying, it is Brahmapi Gari, Brahmanapi Gariyasi.
He is Prapanjam.
Clay. Pot and clay. Pot.
When in doubt, what should we do? When in doubt, we should take the help of our pot. Okay. Now, our common language, the problem with our language is, so clay is in pot, correct? Clay is in pot only, right? If you say no, then you have to explain to me. It's safe to say clay is in pot. Safe to just say yes, clay is in pot. You see, okay. The pen is in the pot. That's correct. Because pen is separate, pot is separate. Pen is in the pot, not in the pot, on the pot, under the pot, all that we can say. But clay and pot. Question is clay in the pot or not? Or is pot in the clay? That's the question. Is clay in the pot or pot in the clay? We have to
Pot
sort.
is in the clay.
Huh?
Pot is in the clay. Because clay is independent.
Pot is in the clay.
You cannot separate them.
No,
No,
pot is in the
pot's existence depends on clay.
But you are not answering my question. You can't separate them. Is not an answer to my question. Is clay in the pot or pot is in the clay?
pot is in the clay. Pot is in the clay.
Clay is in the pot because this is the Karana. Karya
is in the
Karanam is there in Karya.
Okay.
The Karanam has to be there.
Karanam is in the Karyam, and Karanam of this pot, between pot and clay, Karanam is clay and Karyam is pot. Therefore, clay has to be in the pot.
Okay.
What Mohini ji is saying.
No.
But I thought clay
The,
stains.
the pot is in the clay.
I am going to tell the exact reason as Mohini ji and say, therefore, the pot is in the clay. Same reason Mohini ji gave, I'm going to give and say, therefore, we draw a completely different conclusion and say, therefore, pot is in the clay. Why? Why will I do that? It's because, look, Vijay also said just now, pot does not exist independent of clay. If there was a separate independent pot and an independent clay, I can say, okay, is pot in the clay or clay in the pot? All these arguments we can have. But suppose I even ask you, where is the pot? Or let's start with the easier question. Where is the clay? Where is the clay? You see clay, I think you see clay. And yeah, this is solid clay. Not plastic. In India, we do still have some natural products like this. And so this clay, I'll tell you one thing. Wherever you see clay, you take it out. Take it out means mentally just say, that's clay, that's clay, that's clay, that's clay. Take it out. Just remove it out of the picture. Take it out of the picture, okay? Take clay out of the picture. What is left? What is left?
Nothing.
Pot doesn't exist.
Nothing is left.
Pot.
Right? Pot is there inside waiting. Outside maybe pot is waiting.
Nothing.
No, nothing is left. If you take clay away, there is no pot. When there is no pot altogether, how can you say clay exists and pot? That means pot has to exist, then it has to support the clay. Hey, we are saying the clay is supporting the pot. Because clay is satyam. That is why we say pot is mithya, because pot is supported. The supported is called mithya. The supporting vastu is called satyam. Therefore, even though in our common parlance we say clay is in the pot and all that, that may be okay, nothing wrong with that. But taking it literally is a wrong idea. It gives you a wrong idea of this world and of ourselves also. So we can't say clay is in the pot because pot doesn't exist. Okay? Pot really doesn't exist. It has no independent existence. And therefore, at best you can say, if you accept the pot exists still, okay, we'll accept. Temporarily, we'll accept pot exists. And if that existence has to rest on clay, therefore we say pot exists in clay. Follow me now? Okay. That is Jagannivasa. One who lives in this world. No, wrong. The one in whom the world exists. Nivasati. Jagat Nivasati Yasmin. It's Bahuvri Samasa, not ordinary word here. And so that's the way to understand. That's what improves, dramatically changes our vision. And so saying God lives in this world is okay, just to tell people and all, children and all, we can say all. But when we are studying, we have to correct our vision. And so Jagat Nivasati Yasmin. Okay? That in which the world lives, as it were, is called Jagan Nivasa. Tvam Aksharam. You are Shad Vikara Rahitam. Sadasat Tat Param Yat. Sad Asat. Satyam. Here Sat is Karanam. Asat is Karyam. Karyam is Asat. Why? Karyam is Mithya. Asat means Mithya here. So Karanam is there, Karyam is there. And what is he saying? Sat Asat Tat Param Yat. Hey, you are greater than Karanam and Karyam. If you say you are Karanam, then you are also Karyam. Okay, you are Karanam to something. Like the plastic is Karanam to this pen, but then somebody will say, guess what? There was no plastic at some time. There is some ethylene and things like that. Ethylene gas is Karanam for this plastic. And then ethylene also is Karyam. Why? Because there is some carbon and hydrogen, which is Karanam. Then, by the way, carbon and hydrogen are also not Karanam, they are Karyam. Like this, we can go on. Therefore, Tat Asat Tat Param Yat, the one who is beyond cause and effect. Let's translate this shloka. So look at all these words, how pregnant with meaning they are. So, O great Lord, why would they not salute you? O great Lord, why would they not salute you? You in brackets. Who are greater than even Brahma? You, who is or who are, I don't know, who is greater than? Who is greater than even Brahmaji, the first creator? Okay, the two ways to write the translation, right? Try to understand. One is that first creator goes along with Brahmaji, or the first creator can go with you. That is being described in the shloka, correct? So you are the real first creator. Like that also you can take. Okay? So you can keep that in mind. Who are greater than even Brahma, the first creator, or even Brahmaji, comma. You make sure you understand what you're doing, and then you, the first creator, greater than Brahma also. Like that you get. That way there won't be any ambiguity. I hope you're following. Okay. Question mark. O limitless one, who is the ruler of gods. O limitless one, who is the ruler of gods, Devatas, comma, and the abode of the universe. Abode of the universe. Abode of the universe means what? That in whom the universe rests, stays, is called abode of the universe. Okay. Exclamation mark. O limitless one, who is the ruler of the gods, the abode of the universe, exclamation mark. You are the cause and effect. Which is same as saying you are different from cause and effect. That both are identical statements. You are the cause and effect. Full stop. Also, you are that imperishable truth. Also, you are that imperishable truth. Which is beyond in brackets both referring to cause and effect, right? So you are that imperishable truth which is beyond both. Full stop. So, O great Lord, why would they not salute you in brackets, salute you who are greater than even Brahma and who is the first creator, question mark, two interpretations to that. O limitless one who is the ruler of gods and the abode of the universe, exclamation mark. You are the cause and effect, full stop. Also, you are that imperishable truth which is beyond both cause and effect, full stop. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.